conversation. So the air is on, but this is about as quiet as it's gonna get for me. I am actually out of town for work, and I just got off. It's been a really long day. Like, I'm greasy, my hair is a mess. I didn't wear this to work. I'm in my son's old room, and I just grabbed what was in the closet, like, because I needed to get out of my work clothes. So, Dub Bears. Trigger warning galore. Trigger warning galore. You name the trigger, it's in this video. So if you are sensitive to almost anything, like, this is not the video. It's not the video. We'll start with like the lighter one, lighter of the topics, and move. So first, have you been keeping up with the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case? For me, I have been, and I think that we are, most of us are seeing it from Johnny's side, but I don't want to just assume like Johnny's not, and I don't think either of them were good partners, but I don't want to just assume like Johnny's side is accurate and hers is completely false. So I'm trying to watch, not just like leave it alone where I saw, they did his side first, so trying to follow up with what was going on with Amber's side. She does have some horror stories. Like, if those are true, that's terrible. And like, they should just close the case because they're both, I don't know if you've ever known a couple like that. If both of their stories are true, like 100%, then like, just drop the case and save whatever dignity they have left, which is like about none, and like mandate some kind of therapy or something. I don't know what can be done. We are at a point where I think the conversation needs to be had about abuse, like women abusing men, because it's a thing. Women abuse men, and maybe not as much in a physical sense, but definitely women can be emotionally, verbally abusive, and they can even be physically abusive. So I'm glad the conversation is being had, and maybe men will get to a place, like more men will get to a place where they won't tolerate that, or they'll see the warning signs sooner. I just want it, like, I'm happy that awareness is being raised, and maybe like they don't have to be so embarrassed to talk about it. Yeah. But do you think she cheated with James Franco? I mean, why was he in Johnny's apartment? That's the worst of it. You have all this money and you can't get a hotel. That So they started looking for her, and I believe it took about 12 hours. And they found her body, and it had been SA'd. You can't say that word on YouTube, I guess, but it had been, she had been messed with and like struck, and she was found passed away. Now, at that point, when they found her, they told the whole town to like lock down and like lock up their kids. Basically, like, don't let your kids play outside. We don't know if this is gonna be a repeat or what. We don't know anything yet, but right now nobody's in custody, so do not let your kids out. And so here's what's crazy. They had a vigil. Must have been like right away. They must have had the vigil right away, like the next day or something. Well, come to find out, it was her own cousin. He was supposed to be walking her home from her aunt's house, and so he was the last one to see her, and he had it planned. So he SA'd her and then hit her, and then went home, washed his clothes, and here's what gets me. If he was supposed to be walking, like if my kid was supposed to be walking her friend home or something, I'd be like, well, tell me exactly. I would ask her to tell me the story 3 million times. Like, so you were the last one to see her. Where did you drop her off? Did you see any other humans? Walk me through this. Like, I would like be going crazy trying to find any detail, and you would think also that, that child that was with the kid would be interrogated. So apparently, like, he wasn't even kept in the house because he had time to go move the body. Like, there's supposed to be a killer on the loose, and your kid was the last one with the victim. Why are they out of your sight? Why are they out running around in the woods that something just happened in? What? Then, so they had a GoFundMe set up for the family of the little girl before they knew, it was her own cousin. Well, when they found out, they shut it down, and it had a little over $40,000 in it. And now, what people are learning is that this cousin of hers has like one of the most expensive lawyers. So people want to know, especially people that put money into this GoFundMe, where did that money go? Is it going to fund the lawyer for this 15-year-old cousin that did it? Because that's not okay. So this lawyer, I believe, now don't quote me on this, this lawyer might also be that boy's dad's lawyer. They said he hasn't done pro bono work in like several years, like over 5 years. They don't know why he would do pro bono work on this. So they're thinking like this is a paid job. Now, that 15-year-old boy who's already confessed and everything, his dad, so I'm assuming this must be that little girl's uncle, right? Is already incarcerated for child, fill in the blank, it rhymes with horn, and so to me that says, yeah, whole family of some bad shit's going on over here. And I'm not like, it is very likely likely that his dad taught him this kind of behavior. He's probably a victim too, but IMO, he should be tried as an adult. Like, this is not just a victim. Like, this is beyond, I don't think there's any kind of rehab for this kind of what happened. Like, only somebody that's way off could do something like that. So, granted, I hardly ever say that a child should be tried as an adult, but in cases like this isn't just stealing cars. This isn't like, a vandalism. This isn't robbery. This isn't drugs. Like, this is something else. So, that's where I'm at with that. The little girl's name was Lily, maybe Lily Peters, I think. I'm not sure, but it's Lily. Let me know if you've heard anything about that case. Now, the last one, and this is the worst one. The worst one. That, actually right after the update for that case came on, was, like, how when you're watching YouTube and just something else just comes on, it's just like, put something else on. It might be something from somebody you subscribe to, and it might not. Well, in this case, it was like a press conference, so it wasn't anything I subscribed to. I don't get it, but I don't know how that works. And I wish it wouldn't have come up, and you're probably gonna wish you didn't watch what I'm about to say. So, no hard feelings. If you can't, you can't. Like, I didn't want to learn this. So I was watching this press conference, and I can't remember what town it came from, but it was like two parents had been arrested. The mom was 35 years old, and the dad was like in his late 50s. And supposedly the woman and the man met because he was her church counselor. Okay. Now these people are, for right now, they're arrested for child neglect, but they're gonna move those charges. Like, they're gonna make harsher charges. They just need to gather their, evidence and stuff. But they had a baby together. When the baby was born, this was 2 years ago. They had the baby. It was 6 pounds and I think 3 ounces or something. Now this, like, the baby's 2, so my baby's 1.5. So this was like so hard for me to see. But so they had the baby at 6 pounds, 3 ounces. The baby had like its first doctor's appointment, or maybe a few months old at a doctor's appointment, and it weighed 9 pounds. So it was like on track. It was fine. It was a little girl, and that was the last time they ever took it to the doctor. So at that point, the baby was just a few months old, and now the baby was about 2, over 2. And when they found the baby, it weighed 9 pounds. So it weighed what it weighed at a few months old. Like, I get a lump in my throat telling the story, and when I was watching it, I just looked at my baby and like, oh, be able to get a bottle, but you can't just eat a sandwich that so they're like lying. I'm sure they'll get like lawyers and who knows, they'll probably say the baby had been sick for a long. I don't know how they're gonna try to get out of this, but there is none. Throw away the key. Like, oh my god, that's just, it does not sound real. Like, go knock on a neighbor's door and just like say, here, take this baby, get it away from me or something, a church on a Sunday. Like, the guy worked at a church, the dad worked at a church, he was a church counselor. There's ladies at the church. Just say, like, I don't know what I'm doing here, and I can't do it anymore. Take this baby and get it away from me. I just don't see. Now, this mom is 4 months pregnant right now. I don't know if she's pregnant by this church counselor or somebody else, but the mom is incarcerated and she is 4 months pregnant. So when the police officer was, talking about this issue, or no, maybe it wasn't the police officer anymore, I'm not sure, but because I was like in the kitchen doing stuff, and I think somebody else might have started talking, but like they were talking about how she's not going to get the opportunity to do that to another baby. She's going to be incarcerated, and they're going to like look after her pregnancy, try to get her nourished right, for the baby's sake, and then get this baby like immediately into some loving family's arms. I don't know, like, she should not be around kids, so that, like, oh man, was that just yesterday that I learned? Yeah, that was just yesterday that those were updated, and they're just have not left my head since. So I was like, I need to like verbally vomit these stories and process them, and like, I mean, I just need to like send comforting vibes to those that have been affected by this. And I don't know, let me know if you've heard any of these stories, and if you're still there, sorry that I pulled a Misery Loves Company on you. But alright, I will see you guys very soon. And Mercury's in retrograde, so